How are you doing?
Yes, hello, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. And what about you? How was your morning?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I just woke up, around 10 o'clock, I guess. I just got ready and I'm talking to you.
Before moving ahead, I would like to know about your. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. My name is Ramachandran. I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm working in Bangalore in the IT field. I've been working for 5 years and I've been learning English for 3 years. I run a small YouTube channel. The name of the YouTube channel is also Ram. It's a very small YouTube channel where I post English related content. And I
Okay.
have a family of around four people: me, my sister, my father, my mother. My sister is doing her computer science in engineering.
Okay,
Yeah,
good to know that. Okay, I
yeah,
would like to tell you one thing that you said that your channel name is Ram, but it is actually difficult to find Ram in YouTube. If somebody is going to
right.
search your name, it's not that easy because it's not visible. I don't know why. Because I
No,
have
no, I understand that. Even yeah, actually, I tried finding my channel. It's very difficult to find my channel. It never shows up. So what I do is I search with video names. Yeah. So maybe once my channel becomes big, I mean, if it becomes big, then it's very easy to find it, I guess.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what I did, even it was difficult for me to find my name because my channel was also in my name, Karishma Chauhan. So when
Okay.
typing it Karishma Chauhan, I can see like lot more Karishma Chauhan are there. So then I
Yeah.
add advocate so that now when I'm typing, I'm getting my channel name.
I think it shows some actresses' videos. When I tried, searching your channel's name, I typed Karishma Chauhan and searched it. It was showing some, some video songs and a lot of things. And then I found out, okay, then I scrolled down and I finally found out your channel.
Okay, that's
Okay.
why I have added that advocate. So if you will type advocate Karishma Chauhan, then
Okay.
my channel detail.
Nice, nice, great.
So today we are going to discuss about the people who are introvert nature, like the people who are not really good in social communication. They
Okay.
tend to enjoy their own company. They feel comfortable, and
Hmm.
they are very thoughtful also. And I think introvert are the best listeners ever. So we are going to talk about them, like how they can improve their English. What are the ways which are available? They can use and enhance their spoken English language. So what is your
Okay.
opinion about them?
Well, I am not sure if I can agree with you with this. Introverts are good listeners. Mostly introverts, they don't like people to be around. They are really shy and they'll hesitate. They don't want to be in front of much people. So I'm not sure about that. But what I can say is introverts. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're an introvert or extrovert. If you want to learn a language, you have to speak. You have to speak in that language. You have to speak to people. Well, a lot of people say, I can practice alone. I can do the speaking practice alone all by myself. Well, it doesn't work that way. Maybe initially you can get some kind of fluency and you will stuck there itself. It will be like a pit hole. Once you're in there, that's all. You cannot, you won't improve after some time. And at the same time, you will get bored. You will quit learning English. If you really want to improve your fluency or if you really want to learn a language, you have to speak in that language to a person, to a partner, so that whatever they had learned, you can also learn them. So that's how. So what I say is, it doesn't matter whether you're introvert or extrovert. You have to speak in the language to learn it.
That is the problem with the introvert. They can't speak in front of the people. They feel very shy and they are also very hesitant to communicate with anyone. It does not really mean that they cannot learn English.
Okay, I mean they can learn English, but so introverts, if they are very shy to be mingled with people, then it's very difficult for them to survive in this world. I can say, because we humans are social creatures. We always depend on one another. If you think you can stay alone for your entire lifetime, it's like you're creating your own prison for yourself.
Okay. One thing I completely agree with you, that is like you cannot talk to yourself alone for a long duration because we
Right.
need some kind of engagement, and that only comes when we're talking with somebody. So that engagement help us to make long conversation. If you're talking to ourselves after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or maybe 15 minutes, we start feeling bored. We will
Right.
feel like that what am I doing, like I'm talking with me for last 15 minutes, like I should do something else. But if
Right.
I'm talking to somebody, obviously if he will ask me something, I'll ask him something, and this is how the conversation goes on. But what I feel is that for introvert people it is quite difficult. They cannot engage themselves in the conversation for the long run. They don't like to have this conversation, especially they cannot mingle up with socially very
Okay.
easily. It's very difficult for them. So like I have one option. If they are watching my video right now, you can do one thing.
Okay.
This time there are so many AI applications available. You can
Right.
talk to them simply. If you're talking to them, obviously it's quite engaging because you can ask anything. You will get your answers also, so you feel to
Okay.
interviewing them. And this is how you can improve your conversation. This is the one way which I feel.
Okay.
And there are many other ways. Let's discuss. Do you know anything which can help introvert people to learn English?
You mean applications? Well, I
Mm.
recently, yeah, I recently came to know about one application. They said CV, I guess, where you get a chance to speak with a lot of strangers. They give you 30 minutes free for every day. Well, you can try that. But I don't believe in AI application teaching you English, because AI application, how do you say? It's machine. How do you say? While learning a language, you have to talk in it and you have to listen to it. But when machine talks, it will be like a monotone. Whatever, if even if it is a good news or bad news, it will give you the in the same tone.
That's
And
emotion. I
yeah,
do
it will be
understand.
like you're listening to a machine and you will get bored of it. And at the same time, it will use textbook English. It will compliment for you for doing nothing. Even if you say, hey, how are you doing, it will say, hey, thank you so much for asking how I'm doing. Mine, I'm doing great. It will say something like that. But when you're talking to an actual person, it won't be like that. You're talking to an actual person who thinks in the way when he talks.
Yeah, the way you say, I laugh. So it gives
Yeah.
me good pleasure that I feel like talking to you. Similarly, we cannot feel the same pleasure while we are talking to an AI. But
Right.
ultimately, it's what option they have. They can't talk to anybody in front. Like they cannot feel comfortable. So I think this is the only option which left for them, unless they guide their mind to speak and come on the front and start speaking with other people.
Right.
So how can they?
Yes, yes. For introverts, what I'm saying is you have to extend a little bit. Your boundary should be a little bit extended. Like it's not like you can stay alone for the rest of your life. You have to talk with people, and especially when it comes to learn English, there is no other way other than learning, talking to people. Well, you can use these applications, where you can go on an audio call instead of showing your face. Instead of going on a video call, you can go on an audio call. So it's very easy for you. You'll be very comfortable. You don't have to do all the makeups, and you don't have to get ready or anything. You can just simply lie down on your bed and you can talk normally. That you can do, right? I mean, it's very easy.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. That's a very most convenient way of improving your English. And even I have started with that only because when I was learning, I used to use like Ace Fluency application. I used to communicate with the other learners for 25 minutes. And this is
Okay.
how I feel or gain this confidence also because I was not really open up. I was not that kind of girl who can really open up very easily with anyone. But just
Okay.
because of practice and I'm coming out of my comfort zone. That is very important for a person to learn English. If
Right.
you're talking about the introvert or an extrovert person, if you are in the your comfort zone, you can never learn anything new. For learning anything new, for gaining some confidence, you must have to come out of that comfort
Yeah.
zone. That is absolutely true.
I'll tell you one incident. I'm not sure I'm an introvert or extrovert, because most of the time I always live alone. I'm working in my small room. I have a laptop and I don't talk with people. I used to do my work, and for the whole day, for 8 or 9 hours, most of the time I don't talk to people. I just get some pings, I reply them. That's how it is. So I will be so stressed when I'm like that. So what I'll do is I call my friends, I talk with them. So when I talk with them, I'll be like, I'll get the relief. Wow, finally the stress is relieved. So that's the human nature. You cannot, how do you say, you cannot sit inside a room for a long time, without talking to anyone. And especially if you want to learn English, any other language, you have to talk.
That's true.
So what
That's
I'm saying is introverts should extend their boundary. They have to come out of their comfort zone.
then only they can learn English. And they
Right.
can start with the audio call. That is the best options you have given. So
Yeah.
you start with the audio call and slowly and gradually you may start feel comfortable while talking to somebody on video call also because obviously that's the person
Yeah.
sitting so far. He's not here to judge you or
And
something.
one more thing is, it's actually very easy. A lot of people get afraid to talk to people. Once you talk to people one or two, three times, you'll get used to it. It will be like, I've recently met a person. Sorry, I had a call with Newton. She told me initially when she started having calls, she only spoke with women's because she's so afraid of talking to men. And now she is talking with everyone. She looks like a very bold lady. I told her there itself, you don't talk like you're a very shy person. You look like a very bold lady. So that's how once you get used to it, after 2 3 calls, you don't know yourself. You actually, the thing is, you don't know your potential, what you can do, unless and until you try it. A lot of people, they don't even try it. They think it's not working for me. First you have to try it, only then you'll come to know, okay, this is working for me.
Yeah, so she extended her boundaries and then she start feeling comfortable. Yes, I can see her videos and she's quite good with her vocabulary. So that's for that reason I use like love to connect with her so that I can
Yeah.
also something. But yes, one thing I would like to tell you, like as you said, that if you will start talking with other people after 2, 3, 4, 5 calls, you will start feeling comfortable. But sometimes what happens, it depends. Our conversation depends on the other person, like how
All
other
right.
person is responding. That is really important. Sometimes I find a person who is very kind of like recently, like 1 week or 2 week ago, I have created a video. The person like the he was sitting and he was quite nervous. He was not saying anything. Like
Okay.
the whole conversation, I have to start, I have to ask, I have to do everything. So for
Okay.
at least at that time, sometimes you feel also like awkward, like why, what am I doing? Like he's not responding in that way.
Right. Right.
Each person has a different nature. Every person has a different opinion. So you should also uh, extrovert means the person who can talk to literally with anyone. He has
Yeah.
that skill. He has that skill.
All
I
right.
used to consider myself as an extrovert person, but sometimes
Yeah.
I do also feel nervous when I'm talking to somebody who is having a different nature.
Right.
Sometimes I'm
Right. Right.
used to mixing up with him or her. So sometimes it's very difficult for the extrovert people also. But yes,
All
one
right.
thing I said, like introverts are the good listeners. You say
Mm.
no. What is the point? I would like to know.
Well, no, in the sense why I say is a good listener means they have to mingle with people. Only then they can be good listeners, right? I mean, without talking to anyone, without meeting anyone, how can they be good listeners? They just simply sit in their house without talking to anyone. Doesn't mean that they are good listeners. Well, even if you want to be a good listener, you have to part of the conversation. You have to be part of the group. Only then you can become a good listener. So what one thing what I can say is a lot of people, great people like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg. These people, they used to be introverts in their initial career when they started. Introverts, I can say, they have a high possibility of being geniuses because they are alone. They think a lot. They will be thinking about different topics, and if they are very education oriented, they can master anything. They how do you say, everything comes in mind, right? For example, Albert Einstein, he never wrote any what do you say, whatever he has written, the E c is equal to mc square formulas and everything, he never wrote anything. He did not solve anything. He solved everything in his mind.
Fine.
He had a lot of free time when he was working as a clerk somewhere, clerk or accountant, I'm not sure. He had a lot of free time. He used to think, sit and think alone. People will be like, what are you thinking alone, dude? Are you a psych or what? Something like that. And he used to think alone, and he calculated everything in his mind. So he gets a lot of free time. He never speak with anyone. He used to think, and finally he found out a lot of theories that
Okay.
helps us in the science today.
Okay, but what my point of view is, good listener means, for example, I would like to give you a scene. There's a company and the meeting is going on. 10 people
Yeah.
are there, the group meeting. One person is an introvert there, and all nine are extrovert. They're exchanging their thoughts and they're having good, great communication there. And meanwhile, the person who is an introvert, he kept thinking. He is in the deep thought. He is just analyzing everyone, observing everyone, and just listening. He's not countering
Okay.
any of them. But at the end, when everything is done, he just gave his suggestion. He took time. He has this deep thinking process. But when
Okay.
they come out, they give you a good and better suggestion and advice and a result. So this is why I feel, as you said, that they are very intelligent or like they are deep thinkers. They can, or also they save their energy. We
Right.
extrovert, we just utilize our energy talking to somebody whole day. We don't give time to ourselves. That's why we want sometimes, like why we, the most of the people these days are promoting yogas and all. Why? We should spend some time, quality time with ourselves, just thinking.
All right.
Give time to ourselves, then our mind work in the way we think about new creative things, and then we will be able to implement those things. If we are not giving time to ourselves, we are not thinking anything productive, how we are going to implement them? We are wasting our energy and time just talking to the people whole day, or just
Right.
communication,
Right. Right. Right.
giving
Yeah,
ideas.
I understand the point. Yeah, you have to be good listener. But what I'm saying is, introverts, even though they are good listeners, as you said, If they are introverts, they won't, I mean, they cannot suggest anything. They won't talk. They'll be thinking everything in mind, and after the meeting is over, they'll come out and give the suggestion. Dude, you have to be there. You have to talk there, dude. You lost your chance.
When I'm going to post this video, I would request that all the introvert people, they can share their feelings so that we can know
Right,
more
right.
about them. Like, how is your opinion? What would you like to say? What you actually do?
The reason why I'm,
Not giving
attacking
unnecessary
introverts is
opinion.
because I used to be an introvert when I was in school. Like, in school, I told you, right? In the beginning I studied in Tamil medium, then I moved to English medium. So in English medium, people used to discuss. Especially in our English period, we discuss a lot of stuffs in English. I mean, they try to speak in English. Most of them, they don't talk in English. They'll talk in Tamil only, but I won't be able to talk anything. I won't even know what they are talking. I'll be like blank. What are they talking? I'll be thinking about something else. So I've been to that. I've been an introvert. And after that time, I developed my character. I don't know. I did not consciously develop my character. It happened, when I started having friends, when we roam around, we get, the moment you meet a lot of people, you won't be an introvert anymore.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I'm sure that you are from the 90s, and I have observed one thing about those people, that all the people who born in the 90s, they are introvert initially. If I
Hmm.
talk about me, I was also the same, because we don't know how to talk, how to behave, how to reply. We have to learn all the things gradually. The
Yeah.
time we are gathering some experience, we learn how to do it. So if I talk about me, when I was in the college, I used to feel very shy. I cannot even shake hands with the people,
Right. Right.
and sometimes I insult them knowingly or
Mhm.
unknowingly. I thought of, no, it's my rule that I am not going to shake hands with, especially if it is a male. So
Why
people
would you
say
do
like
that?
this, and I just say quiet, and people feel
Okay.
very embarrassed. So it's not really a good thing you're doing it. I felt, because I have not, I was not into the habit of doing it. So
Right.
gradually I have learned it, and now I am an extrovert. Now I can talk to anyone. But
That is kind of true. A lot of 90s kids, they are not very adaptable to the changes. They are not adapting themselves. That's what I found out. I mean, a lot of my friends, when they were in college, they'll be like a big shot, but now they have completely changed. They
yeah,
are they are behaving like my dad, how they behave like old people. Because old people, it's very difficult for them to adjust to the current changes, but this generation, even 90s generation, they are really struggling to adjust to the technological improvement or any other changes that's happening. But the one thing what I found out, these 2K kids, these Gen Zs, they are really adaptable. I mean, they don't have to be adaptable because they born in that generation and they learned everything.
yes, they are very
Yeah.
blunt also. They don't feel hesitation inside. Even from the young age, they are like 10 years, 12 years old, girl and boy. They are very much comfortable talking to anybody. They can
Yeah.
initiate the conversation. When
Right.
I was kid, I did not have that courage that I can initiate the conversation. I will be like very shy. If somebody's asked me something, I'll reply to them, and then I'll be quiet.
Right, 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 right.
Nature.
And these, the one thing about Gen Zs is they think know they everything. They have the confidence of talking. Just you have the confidence. It doesn't mean that you know everything what you're talking. They won't have any knowledge, but they'll still talk.
Still very confident.
Yeah.
I see my kids. He's only 5 and 6 years old. He's very much confident.
Okay.
He don't feel shy. He doesn't feel shy even if I'm going out in my society. He has this courage. He can talk to anyone, anyone.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
there's a difference I can see. But yes, there are still few people who are not coming out of their comfort zone, and they are still in their 90s and behaving like that. I know
Right.
we should adopt that. We should, if you want to grow in life, ultimately
Right.
we have to understand, we have to put some extra efforts. Until we
Right.
put those extra effort, we can't achieve anything, right?
Right. Communication skill is very important. It doesn't matter whether you're introvert or extrovert. You have to learn this skill. It doesn't matter which language you speak. Even if you speak Hindi, Tamil, English, communication skill is totally different. It's not about particular language. So you have to know how to talk with people. You have to learn how to talk with people. You have to understand them. At the same time, you have to have the skill of what they are trying to say. To understand them, everything. So that will come only when you talk with people. You can, if you think you can simply sit at house and you can learn everything, no, it's not like that. It's not a theory subject that you can study, you can memorize. This comes with only experience. You have to talk with people, only then you can improve your communication skill.
Absolutely. And one thing what I like about you that when you speak in such a flow that it looks amazing. That you are learning, or it feels that you are speaking like a native speaker. But you said that you have been learning from last only 3 years. So
Yeah,
in just 3 years, you have achieved this kind of fluency. It's amazing because right now, even I have been learning English from so many years now. But when I
okay,
speak about my past, I always make mistakes. It's like I don't know why. And
okay.
whenever I'm excited about something, I'm 100% going to make mistakes. So I don't know, how did you learn it? Would you like to share something about that? How did you learn this kind of fluency?
Um, Fluency, I mostly concentrated on improving my fluency. Like I told you before, I spent around 1 year in learning grammars and learning vocabulary, and that didn't help me well. After completing 1 year, I was not able to talk in English. So then I realized, okay, we have made a mistake. We wasted a time. Then I rigorously practiced, to improve my fluency for the last 3 years. I every day I speak at least 1 hour. Initially, I started with speaking alone. I go to the terrace of my house, I put my headphones on, and I talk alone. So people, if they see, look at me, they'll be like, okay, he's talking to someone in phone, but I'll be talking alone by myself. I'll do an acting. So after a certain point of time, I found out people like me who also interested in learning English, and then we started having conversation. I used to watch lots of English movies, right, and especially how do you say speeches I watch, speeches in the sense I like lots of I follow certain Hollywood actors, so their speeches I really like to watch. For example, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock Dwayne Johnson, you must be knowing. He's a WWF artist. Now he's an actor. I like him a lot. So he speaks really good English. It's not English, of course. He's born in that country. He speaks English. He has a very good communication skill. In the 90s era, if you watch the WWF stuff during that time, the WWF became so much hit. It's because of him, because he insults people like anything. The way he talks, people won't be around him. They'll be running away from him. He insults like anything. I really liked him. This is the kind that I want to be with. I want to talk like him. I made it in my mind. So that's how I used to watch lots of his speaking videos and other stuffs. So I did lots of listening. At the same time, I implemented whatever I listened when I talk with my friends.
That's amazing. What I feel is that people thought that fluency matters. If you're speaking fluently, it is only done. Like you are good with your communication. But what I feel is that fluency with accuracy is like more important.
Right.
Should not.
Accuracy, let me tell you, accuracy, you cannot get it initially. Not even initially, it will take a really long time to become accurate in a language. First, you have to concentrate on your fluency. Once you get the fluency, you can correct your grammar mistakes, you can correct lately. But accuracy, it will take a long time. Even, I mean, how do you say, even native speakers, they also do lots of grammar mistakes. But it's not like they don't know the language. That's the way they speak. For example, if you go to America, we always say, "How are you doing?" Right? They will say, "You okay?" The actual sentence should be, "Are you okay?" But they don't use that "are." You okay? So that's grammatically that's a wrong sentence. But people understand that's a local slang.
Understood. Understood.
Yeah.
One last question. How do you practice English nowadays?
Nowadays, what I do is I do reading practice, at least 2, 3 times in a week. I have a grammar book, and they have lots of small sentences in grammar book, right? I read that a lot. I don't do grammar exercise. I just read that. So they'll have conversational English there. I just read it out. And the second thing is I talk with my friends. Nowadays I don't have time to talk with my friends. I'm talking in this YouTube channel, so that also helps me a lot, and that's all I do. Sometimes when I get bored, nowadays I'm not getting time to do listening practice or watch any movies, but when I get time, I just watch some YouTube videos in English, especially the Hollywood celebrities interviews and those stuffs.
Okay. So like how many conversation did you make like in a day?
Conversation video, you're saying?
Yeah.
Mostly I make I mean, I'm not making it daily. I make once in 2 3 days. So yesterday I did not post any video, and today this is the second conversation. I think there is one more conversation waiting.
Okay, okay. For me also. Now I have to also go. But
Okay.
it's an amazing conversation, I would say, and it might help introvert people to understand that what you actually have to do now if you want
Yeah.
to speak English. And thank you so much for being here on my channel.
Thank you so much for having me in this call, and I really liked talking with you.
Same here. Bye bye. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have a great day. Bye.